Okay, here with Trevor Woodruff, Makenzie Mason, Bridgette Mann. Lady Royals are headed to the Final Four. They beat Tufts. I don't know, what was the final score?
44-40.
44-40. Coach, if you want to start off with an opening statement, there's probably not a lot. There's probably a lot you could say with the way the game ended, but you could just take it from there.
Well, it is. I mean, there is a lot to say. It's hard to put it into words. It's hard to get your arms around it. I would start by saying what an unbelievable team Tufts is. They are champions in every sense of the term. And, you know, to go to the Final Four is unbelievable. To beat a team that good, that well coached, so much history and tradition makes it even sweeter because we earned it. And, you know, it didn't look good there at 40-29. We had to be almost flawless, I thought, down the stretch, and I have to look at it, but we were pretty close. I mean, we got stop after stop, made just enough shots again. I mean, what can you say? These girls are unbelievable. They're unbelievable, and proud to be their coach.
Coach, was it anything in particular those last 8 minutes? Was it just the defense digging in? Did you make any kind of an adjustment that caused them to go the final 8:04 without scoring, or was it something similar in the beginning of the game where they missed their first 14 shots?
Yeah, the only thing we really talked about, or that I tried to stress in the huddle, was we weren't putting enough pressure on their shooters, both at the 3-point line and at the 15-foot area. You know, we're willing to give up that 15-foot shot, but we still want it to be guarded. We just understand we can't take away drives, threes, pull-up. You can't take away everything. So that's what we were willing to give them, but we wanted to at least have some pressure on the shot so they felt our presence. And I didn't think we had enough. And so that's all we stressed in the timeouts was just a little more pressure on the jump shooters. I thought we did a pretty good job of shutting down their drives, and we competed on the glass. And I really thought Mace's defense on DeCandido was really first class, and just, you know, unbelievable. To hold a kid like that to what she did in this game, I mean, it's unbelievable what she did. And if she didn't, we probably wouldn't have won.
Mm-hmm. Makenzie, piggyback off of that, what did you do? What were you trying to do in defending DeCandido?
Well, it's funny because we used to be on the same AAU team back in the day, so I thought it was going to be a very interesting matchup playing against her. I never thought I would have ever played against her, but she was a point guard on our team, so I knew she was good with the ball, and I knew she's a driver. And so I was just stopping her on her quick drive. She ball fakes, and I think I was really able to get onto the left and right hand today on the drives.
Coach, at what point did you kind of sense maybe the comeback, you know, where maybe the momentum was really on your side, and you know, in those final 15 points that, you know, man, we can do this? I
thought Mason's three was huge. You know, that's a wrinkle to a play we run off, and I don't know if we've run that all season.
What was it?
Curl, double curl.
No. Yeah.
I think that was the first time we ran that play all season. We've practiced it all year, and that was the first time. You know, we use Bridgette as a little bit of a decoy, and you know, you're just hoping to get a little bit of a look, let her get a clean release, and then she just got to make it, and she did. I thought when she made that, I thought I saw hope in our team. I saw the lights come back on, like, hey, we're right there, and then they just continued to get stop after stop. So that was the big shot in my mind.
Mm-hmm. Kenzie, again, piggyback off of that, talk about the shot.
I mean, it was just a battle the entire game. I mean, both teams weren't getting a lot of shots up. It was low scoring. So I think every time we scored, it was a huge, huge deal because who knew if you were going to get shots like that up again, because it was just every shot was a fight and every score was a fight. So it was big, and I think it really cut the lead down, and it was exciting. The crowd, loving the crowd. It's going crazy when we hear shots.
Bridgette, you talk about kind of, you know, you being a senior again. You know, we've talked often about this, you know, being your last season and everything. Maybe the thoughts in your mind with 8 minutes left, being down 11, thinking it might be over, and just how you're, you know, coming back. Maybe you're talking to your teammates, or you're trying to help, further the comeback to, to live for another day.
It's actually funny because one thing that crossed my mind, it kind of took me back it was at the end of a timeout, and I thought back to freshman year when we were down by almost 15 to them and ended up cutting it within 2 or tying it. So the one thing I thought was kind of anything's possible, it's only 11. And Coach said it consistently throughout the game. We're only down 1 possession or we're only down 2 possessions, just keep working. So you kind of try to absorb those words as much as you can. Sometimes it's hard as a senior to really believe all that because you're like, well, you don't know, like you don't know what's going to happen. But I think the faith that we had in each other was what really got us through the rest of that game.
You go to the line with, I think the score tied in about a minute, about a minute 14 to go or something. And again, I know you're a very good foul shooter, but just kind of what's going through your mind there to put you guys up to?
Just to relax. I tried to clear my mind as much as I could. And I just tried to tell myself that, it's just another free throw.
Coach, talk a little bit about early on. Makenzie made the point of how points were tough to come by. Did you guys feel you let an opportunity get away? You start out, they go 0 for 14, and yet you're only up 7-6 after the quarter. Did you feel you let a big opportunity slip away because you had to figure sooner or later they were going to start hitting some shots?
Yeah, it's interesting. It almost was the opposite feeling of yesterday. Yesterday we were losing, or we were winning. We were losing, and it almost felt better than today, where we had led most of the entire half. We went in, and it was almost like, how are we not winning by more? How are we not winning? So I did. I thought the defense early on the entire game was terrific for both teams. I thought, again, for whatever reason, we started in the first quarter, again, tentative, turning the ball over, and just, they had, I think, 10 more attempts than us at halftime, which, against a team like that, you're lucky to be in the game. So I wasn't happy with our first quarter execution on the offensive end, and I did think we missed a great opportunity. Keeping them at a pretty low number and to not have a little bigger lead was a little disappointing.
And the turnovers, too, it wasn't like last night where the pressure was forcing. No. They were all unforced turnovers, traveling violations, bad passes, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
They were different types of turnovers. You were, like I said, they were unforced turnovers.
Yeah, it was head-scratching a little bit. You struggle to know what to say to them when they do that because they know they screwed up. They screwed up. But it's hard for me anyway. I wish I wouldn't react to it, just say, hey, don't worry about it. But I usually give them a pretty good look when they make those silly turnovers. But, there was only 2 turnovers in the second quarter. So they figured it out. And that's, credit to the girls. They settled down and figured it out like they generally do.
Bridgette, going to the Final Four, just your thoughts on,
That sounds great.
That's a question.
Just your thoughts. Obviously, senior year, getting to kind of go out this way.
It's just unreal. I said it yesterday, but another week that I get to play with my best friends and just play for the school is a moment you have to cherish. And I'm just excited. And Coach Martin and I were talking about it earlier this week, and he said, how cool would that be? And I couldn't even put it into words. So it's a great feeling.
Okay, yeah, I figured that. Thomas More beat Wash U, so that's who you get, Thomas More in the semifinals. So, is it almost kind of, getting back to going to the Final Four, is it almost kind of fitting the way bookend, your freshman year, you guys are 30-0, and they prevent you from getting to the Final Four? So is it almost did it come full circle today a little bit or anything? Did you look at it that way?
You could look at it that way, but in my opinion, we're a different team than we were freshman year. And not that our my freshman year team wasn't, not like we didn't have chemistry or anything, because we did, but there's just something about this group, and we just, I don't know, I just feel like we don't want to give in, we don't want to give an inch, and the minute it seems like someone's going to take it away from us, we just say, no way.
Makenzie, your thoughts on going to the Final Four?
Still isn't, I don't think, hit yet. Still kind of shocked. But like I've said in the past, the amount of injuries and sickness we've had all season, to think that we would be going to the Final Four in the near future is just insane. And it's been a battle all season, and it's gratifying to know that all the hard work and troubles have been paid off.
Coach, did you think it kind of came full circle a little bit today by getting there? You know, after they denied you, during that great 30-0 season. Or?
Yeah, I thought about it, not necessarily in those terms, but you have kids upstairs like Jackie Gantz and Katie Broderick, and every time I turned around, I'd spot them in the corner of my eye, screaming and yelling, and they're down on the floor after the game giving hugs, and they're in tears, and they have so much to do. They're not on this team, but they have so much to do with where we are. I said back then that everything that happened that first year was because Jackie Gantz and Noelle Alisea let me be their coach. Mm-hmm. And then everybody else just followed along. And so that's what kick-started this whole thing. And obviously Bridgette's been here for the entire ride. And, this team did this for this team, mm-hmm. and for the school and for the program. They're their own team. They deserve all the accolades. But I think Bridgette would agree. I think Mace would agree. One of the things that makes us special is the tradition, the loyalty of the alumni, and how much pride and love there is from one class to the next.
I know you don't know much about Thomas More, but that's
enough.
Just initial thoughts on having to face them. And obviously, I think they're 29-0, number one on the team.
They're a Goliath. They are, they're the favorite. They're the best team, and they deserve to be thought of in those terms. They've got the National Player of the Year likely, and she deserves it. They've got a coach who's wearing national championship rings and banners, and they deserve everything they've gotten. And if you want to be the champs, you got to beat the champs, and so we've got a shot to do that. Will it happen? Stay tuned. We'll see. Mm-hmm. But we'll go down and we'll fight them. And we'll see. You'll see what we got, and I expect that they're going to be ready and play like the best team in the country, like they are.